still got another minute to go. Let's wait for others to join us. Okay. Wait for others to join us. Still got another 1 minute. And also, this is going to be a quick live. I'll probably be here for about half an hour. So I'm just waiting for others to join us. Please like and share as they come in. Another 1 minute to go and then we'll get started. Okay. So it's going to be a very quick live. It's just like a tatafu or something. So that's the 1 minute up. Like, hello guys, welcome back to my channel again. My name is Wemimo. You can call me Wemi if you can't pronounce my name. You can call me Wemi or Mo, whichever way. And I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduku. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. So according to the title there, it says if you marry somebody's husband, you may be. Hello, Banigos TV Princess, how are you? Thank you so much for heeding to that thing in the backyard. I really appreciate and respect you for that. Thank you so much for listening to me. So the title is if you marry somebody's husband, you may be marrying a truckload of trouble. Hello, Oyoyo's World. Good afternoon. See, I don't even know. Looking Oyoyo's World, when I look at your programs, I feel as if I'm disrespecting you by calling you Oyoyo's World. Maybe I should call you Auntie Oyoyo because I don't want to be disrespecting you. But if you're happy with me saying Oyoyo's World, no worries then. So the title of the video is if you marry somebody's husband, you may be marrying a truckload of trouble. So where did I found that video? So I was just gallivanting, strolling through the street of YT. I mean Instagram, and then there's this page called DPA, and I think most of you might be probably be familiar with that page on Instagram. I think it was that law firm that was discussing the divorce and infidelity and adultery case between May Edochie and Yol. So let me see if I can find the okay. So the page is called DPA Organization, and I think the owner of the page is called Emeka Uguonye. So on their page, this is their page here, in case you want to go check them out. That's what it's called. And on their page, it says DPA is the foremost justice movement in Africa. It caters for the interest of members and society. It is about justice, equity, and fairness to all. So that was where I found this topic that we're about to discuss. So it happens that, so I'm going to read the story for you guys, and we can now, we can all talk. So it says that if you marry somebody's husband, you may be marrying a truckload of trouble. We all know that the freeze is still trying to get out of that. He's not been able to get out of that. Should I say maybe the other way around? Obviously, that the freeze married somebody else's wife that they were yet to divorce. So that the freeze is in that situation, and Yole Doche is also in that situation right now. So the story goes that the woman dancing in the video, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a woman in the video who is dancing. Can you guys see her? So she's the new bride. So the woman dancing in the video was the 28-year-old lady in Imo State who married a 67-year-old UK-based man who is currently married to his wife in the UK. So a 28-year-old woman met and married a 67-year-old UK man. Okay, and this 67-year-old UK man is married. So while the man was supposedly coming to Nigeria to build a retirement home for himself and his wife, he secretly married this lady dancing. He secretly married that lady dancing, that lady in the red beads. He secretly married her in Owerri with plans to live with her after his retirement, while his wife in the UK will be stranded over there. Here you see the young lady dancing at a traditional wedding. So obviously that was a traditional wedding ceremony. And Moyo said, at the name Moyo is my husband giving him. It's not my parent giving him. So all right, okay, no worries. Thank you so much. So the wife in the UK and their children discovered and came to DPA. We warned the old man and his supposed second wife. We told them to cease and desist. We told them perish the thought of getting married to each other. They didn't listen. Then the UK-based wife sued both her husband and his new wife. The bailiff went to serve them papers last week, but they ran away through the back door when they saw the bailiff. Today, the court ordered for them to be served by substituted means, which means that anywhere, anyhow, serve them. I just got the following report from DPA lawyers in court today for the case. So as it is, they listed all what the court has said means they could use in, making sure they were served. So she married another woman's husband and she married trouble. Do you agree that she married trouble or not? Our parents were shocked. They are wondering what sort of bad luck is this. They thought they got a rich in-law, but it is clear that all they got was a lot of trouble. Banigo said, wicked man. So before we dive into this story, I'm just going to put a warning out there to all of you who are singles out there who are desperate to get married. So as a 28-year-old lady, even though it's coming to that stage where you should be about to bring a man home to marry you, you now met a 67-year-old man. A 67-year-old man, and you looked at him from head to toe. You did not think that he would have a wife or a family. So he now puts banner into your head. He now puts sweet nothings into your head and proposed to you, and you went ahead to marry him. And then in the process, and Bango said Ojukokoro, and in the process, you were warned that if you marry this man, that this man has a wife abroad. He has a wife in the UK. That for the fact that you saw him, he is not a single man, and he is not a big man. He's not, the money he has is probably the money that both him and his wife, they've both worked all their lives in the abroad. And obviously, to me, sit down here at some point before my retirement age, I'm planning on coming back home, to come settle. And I'm not going to start making that plan when I turn 67. Right now, sitting down here, that plan is already, in fact, that plan started years ago. And in fact, it's done. So if I decide to pack my bag today now and go back to Nigeria and live a luxury life, I can live a luxury life. But this 67-year-old man now went to a wedding. And this young girl now found him. And she thought she had seen daddy. She had seen Zaddy that will be spending the money. So they were warned. Obviously, they've already done the traditional marriage. There's about 3 videos of her, dancing. There's 3 videos of her. Let me show you guys. Let me play if you guys can. If I don't think there's a volume. Let me play it. So I don't want copyright. I don't know if the song is going to give me copyright or not. So that's a bride there. That's their traditional wedding. They did not show the groom though. They did not show the 67-year-old man. It's only the image of the girl that was shown throughout the videos. So that's the first video where she was dancing. And then the second one, I guess when makeup was doing makeuping. That's where they were doing makeup for the bride. And then the third video was obviously when she's out and about again, dancing, people spraying her money. So when this video, apparently whoever it is that they sent to go and keep an eye on them, took videos of them, and they were warned that what, you guys should desist from getting married. Now only traditional marriage now just do. You can always put an end to the traditional marriage, go return the bride price and let the lady go. So both of them now, they are now running because they've eventually been sued. So in this case, what I'm going to recommend, Banigo said is a wicked man. Oyo said, see, I will sue the man and I have no problem. Me too, I don't have no problem with the new wife. That's what I would do. I don't have no problem with the new wife. It was the man that carried his 2 legs to go and carry another wife without me knowing. So it's the man I will sue. I don't have any issues with the new wife. I will sue the man to the extent that a penny he will not see to give the new wife. Banigo said, me, I will sue the 2 of them, just as in Daddy Freeze case. The ex is suing both Daddy Freeze and Taste Buds. Oswald said the marriage must have ended before the man and the wife. So that would have been the right channel to go about it. But the plan they had was that Ogama will come to Owerri to come and build their retirement home. But a retirement home turned to Oga marrying the second wife. So what made him think that the wife would not find out, that the wife will not find out? Manuel said, yeah, people. Oyoswo said, many people are living together as husband and wife while there is no more relationship between them. You are right, Oyoswo. You are right. But then you will have thought, So obviously they've not kind of like described maybe the age of the wife at home, but then I think this is a big lesson because you and I think it's men that often do this in most cases. In so obviously so far it's men that will see, men will be the ones who would lie. I don't know why men find it so some men find it so easy to lie about their marital status when they meet a young lady. Because a woman with has all her antennas everywhere. Hi Chioma, how are you? Oh, I'm doing very well. I'm doing absolutely well. Like I've been sleeping and eating. Like I've only stepped out of this house once this week, and I think it's going to remain that way. So I'm doing fine. How are you as well, Chioma? So women, when married women or women, they have their antennas like everywhere. If a woman goes out today and she comes across a man, I can bet you that that woman knows that that man is going to ask her out. I can bet you that woman will know that that man is going to ask her out. And obviously, with all of her antennas, if she's not a loose woman, or she will have a guard, she will have a guard. No, she will not let her guard on loose or something. How do they call it? But men, even though there's all evidence of married, father of plenty children all over him, they will still lie just because they want to shift pants. Even just for that purpose alone, they will still lie just because they want to shift pants. And I wonder why they don't consider the woman they have at home and their children and then go on ahead and follow another woman. Oyus was said there was one that happened in my state. The wife in America saw her husband traditional married video from Facebook. Exactly, that's the thing. The thing is that once they go like that, their secrets don't often last long because then there will be somebody who will know them or who will know the wife somewhere and then will leak their secrets. So now they've married traditionally, and I believe that nkpokporikpo will have happened between both of them because I don't think there's any relationship nowadays where they don't do bedroom dance. So I believe nkpokporikpo will have happened between them. This man has gone to marry her traditionally. So now, in this case, the wife abroad is suing the man. Does that mean she will have to divorce the husband as well? Because there was nothing like the wife wanting to divorce him, but she's only gone ahead to sue both of them. So in this case, is the woman abroad or the woman in the UK, is she still going to stay with the man while she sues him for whatever she want to sue him for? Let me know in the comment, guys, because I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that knowledge. For me, going off with another woman and DV is a deal breaker for me. Okay. So, and I think Bandigos asked this topic on our channel live yesterday where she was like, oh, if your man do this, will you do it? Me, I will do it 50-50. And I will only do it because I know that men cannot take what they dish out. Always what at Bandigos, some women still believe it's better to remain in the marriage. But this man, so for the fact that he was given deceased not to marry this woman, and he still went ahead and is now evading being served a letter, I don't think that man is ready for that young woman to go. I don't think he's ready to do so. So if I were to find myself in these shoes, I will let the marriage go. I will let the marriage go because I can't stand. And people were like, most people, oh, they will remain in that marriage, they will remain in marriage. My fear of staying with such man is that that man will keep going back to that woman. And do you know the kind of health, whatever? Do you know the status of that other woman's health? Do you know if that's not the only woman that man is benching? So my fear is always a fear of infectious diseases that this man could bring to you if that woman decides to stay. That is always my argument. Okay, because whoever decides to cheat will always cheat. Mother of Musicians TV, welcome to my channel. How are you today? I'm gonna recommend. Chema said, "Good to know, doing great, enjoying the chat here in the worry." Oh, you're watching from Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining. Orius was said, "Oh, the man came back to America, and it was even the wife that went to the airport to pick up the man. And the next day, people called their attention to the video. Oh wow! So the woman still went to the airport to go and pick him up." I wish he had that information. He will have found his way home from the airport. In fact, he won't enter the house once he gets to the door. So just like I was saying, that my own deal breaker is this, that if I ever find myself in that situation, I would not be staying. I would definitely be leaving. And the reason is the fact that the fear of being infected. Because this man that now went back to go and marry a 28-year-old woman, for him to have gone to that extent of marrying that woman, I don't want to believe that that's the first woman he's been going out with before he eventually married this one he married in Owerri. And if the woman decides to stay and continue to marry him, what's the essence of suing him anyway? Because you're still going to remain married to him. So why sue him? Kukuma, pack your bag and leave and sue him, and sue him for every penny he's got. Because there's no point staying in such marriage. There's no point staying in such marriage. And I think this is a warning that, what, young ladies out there, if you're in your late 20s, does not mean that's the end of the world. We see people who married late. Look at Rita Dominic. Rita Dominic married at a very old age, and she's married to a very loving husband. We've seen other women in public or in the high in offices who are celebrities who are marrying really late at their ages. But don't I don't even know what to say, because there's no way I'm going to see a man now and look at him from head to toe and say that he's not married or does not have a child, or maybe just maybe. And this also kind of like reminds me about Sharon Oja. We all know the story surrounding her marriage as well. So I'm of the opinion that she knows about all these things. She knew all these things about her husband, and she still decided to go into the marriage anyways, to say, okay, it might be different with me. But in this case of this one, it's come all the way from UK to Nigeria to build a family home. Omoyeme says that's why I believe, because at the end of the day, I've watched lots of live shows, I've watched lots of people's opinions, and I was like, there's no way she would not know about these things. And I felt maybe she's falling really, really deep into it with this man. And she felt like, no, it's too late to go back now. She doesn't want to start all over again. And she felt like, oh, maybe if she's a dutiful wife, they will last long. And I seriously and hopefully, and like, I pray that their union works. Okay, I pray their union works, because there was a lot of story. There was a lot of situationship stories surrounding. Oh, maybe she did not know. Maybe she knew a little bit. Maybe she did that. I want to believe she knew what this man has in his trunk, and she decided to go ahead with it. But this Oweri man thingy, like a 67-year-old man, like, I mean, how are young women doing nowadays that they are marrying people who are the age of their fathers? How? How are they marrying a man who's almost looking at that girl who the 67-year-old man married? If you look at if she has a father, if you look at the age of the father, the man is probably also almost of the same age as the father. The man is almost at the same age as the father. And then, as a young lady marrying a 67-year-old man. So let's say God so happily have it now. You fell pregnant, and then you have a child. Omoyeme said, my sister, some women just want to secure their future. But then at the end of the day, that child, you'll be the one to raise that child most of your life, because that man is 67-year-old. And look at the case in the case of Regina and what's that Baba's name? Regina and Nwoko. How old is Regina? And how old is Baba? And she's still having she's already has 2 kids with that Baba. I want to believe Regina Nwoko is over 60 years of age. So by the time Ned Nwoko is maybe 75, by the time Ned Nwoko is 75, the second son that Regina just turned 1 or 2. So by the time Ned Nwoko is 75, that child will be like how old? Maybe 12 years old. So the woman will be the one when you should be like, when both of you should be growing together, when you and your husband should be growing together. Because the man is much more aged. I will probably leave this world with you. I will probably leave this world before you, with you raising those younger kids. Because I don't see a point why you want to raise a family with somebody who is 67 years and above. I don't see the need for it. So that's a perfect example. Regina is now an example for young ladies. And it's not an example I want my children to follow. No, I don't buy that example at all, because in her own case, it's obviously clear she married for the bags. She married for the coins. This is my opinion. And I don't want that for my children. And if there's any young woman out there who is looking at her as a marriage to be copied, or is a marriage to wish for, you're making a wrong mistake. Because like I said, how old is Regina? I'm not sure of her age, but how old is she? So victoriously Vicky said, I have seen a chat of Nigerian women in Nigeria who talk about marrying Obodo spouses. The women do not consider that the men are spouses in the UK. They believe they are in Nigeria are the real wives. I've seen some Nigerian. So obviously in this case, now, they did not tell us if the Nigerian, if the wife is a Nigerian or an Oyibo. Yeah, I think I've shared it in my story before, in my live stream before, that there's a couple there that I know in Glasgow. The man is married to a white woman, but the guy is an Igbo woman. I mean, the guy is an Igbo man. So the Oyinbo wife already had two sons for him. By the time the story happened, the Oyinbo woman already had two sons. They were married here. The Oyinbo woman already had two. If you see the Oyinbo wife, she's like fat, big. She's fat, but she has a beautiful face. So the Oyinbo woman already had two sons for him. And then it was like a summer period that time. The man now traveled back home. Rumor had it that the man traveled back home to go and marry proper Nigeria wife and left the wife in Nigeria. And then somebody now carried the rumor to go and give the Oyinbo wife. Obviously, because this Igbo guy and my husband, they normally meet at the children's school gate. So they would talk, they would chat. This Oyinbo woman now come and ask my husband that, did you know that so went to Nigeria to go marry a wife, a Nigerian wife? And my husband was like, how is that his business? That I don't know anything. Maybe when you see your husband, you discuss with him. So that was a question that the Igbo wife came to ask my husband. And then the Igbo guy came back. And it was now fighting with my husband that, did you tell my wife that I went to Nigeria to go and marry a wife? And my husband was like, did you tell me you were going to Nigeria to go and take another wife? So how would you think he would know to now go and tell? Like, what kind of friendship is that? So I've seen cases like that happen as well, that the one in Nigeria, maybe the one in Nigeria probably do not know that it's married to Oyinbo. And some women would also think, they will also say, oh yeah, since they are the ones in Nigeria, that they'll be fine. As time goes on, when the man keeps going back and forth from UK to Nigeria, the one in Nigeria will want to say, oh yeah, carry me go abroad. And that's where Wala will now start. The Nigerian man will not want to carry the one in Nigeria to abroad, because obviously, how do you want to hide the one you are bringing from Nigeria? Because at some point, the one you married here will find out. Let me read comments. Omoyeme said Bianca's story. Who is Bianca's story? Oyos said they allege that Ned is in his 70s. So if Ned is in his 70s, I believe maybe Regina Daniels maybe 2021. So I think our first son with Nedu Oko is maybe 4 and above. And if Nedu Oko is in his 70s, so by the time Nedu Oko is maybe 78, by the time it's 80, Regina's first son will just be a young teenager. And God give all of them long life. Oh, but in Regina's case now, let's say Regina is 21, and let's say Leduoko is 70. Let's say it's 70, and Regina is. Let me find out the name of Regina Daniel, so I know my calculation very well. So Reginald Daniel age. I'm trying to find the age of Regina Daniels. How old is? So she was born in 2000. She was born in 2000, so she's 24 now. Neduoko is let's say Neduoko is 70, so that's 70 minus 24, so that's 46 years in between them. So now Neduoko will grow old and leave Regina. And then by that time, Regina will be in her maybe late 40s or something. What will she now do with her life? Will she now stay without a man? Or will she not remarry? She will continue looking after. And then her son, she'll practically be the only person raising her son. That's the fear there. Okay, you getting married to an elderly man. This elderly man is much more older than you and will probably be leaving this world. God grant them all long life, but will probably be leaving this world before you. And then the most part of the adult life of those children you are having with that elderly man, the man will not be there to see it because he's aged. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from here. Victoria Vicky said they are looking at stability, not 50-50. Ernest Ernest said, what age gap can you allow? Maximum 10 years. There's only 9 years between me and my husband. Maximum 10 years. No more than that. Hi, Happy Crystal. How are you? Mother musician said desperation is exactly is desperation, but then desperation that at the end of the day, this old man will go before you and you will not be there to witness the growing stage where children actually need both parents in their lives. And when that such man is now away, it will be just you, the woman, who is now caring for these kids. Obviously, there's money, so she might not lack, but then you'll be the one looking after all these kids. And then you'll be a young, God forbid anything happens, young widow. Would you not remarry? You're probably in your late 40s. Would you not remarry? So you now stay like that for life. Ah, because that's where I'm thinking, oh, that's where I'm thinking. So that this lady down that they said what married this 67-year-old man. So let's say she now has her first child. So she's almost turning 29 and she has her first child. And the Baba is 68. So another 20 years, Baba will be 87 or almost 90, and their first child will just be about 20 years old. Like, make it make sense. Oyoyos was said young Nigerian ladies do not care anymore. As it is, though, I agree with you. Because regardless of race, yeah, regardless of race, it doesn't matter if you're marrying white or black. Maximum age 10. If it's more than 10 years, I don't want to see you at my door. I hope I've answered your question, Ernest. The comment is going quite fast. I'm just going to be reading the comment from another device. So I believe I've answered your question there, Ernest. So if Ned is 61, Reginald is 23. So that's still a lot of difference. That's still a lot of age gap. That's still a lot of age gap. That's 38 years. Like, let's say 40 years. That's a lot. I don't want such age gap. I'm sorry. Like, how will the Bola, like, how will the Cucumber? She will have to be doing a lot of work to make sure the Cucumber is serving right because Reginald Daniel is young and, young. I know that's not the topic for today, but all of that has to be considered as well. Like the one that's, let's just go back to the story and the 28-year-old and the 67-year-old man. We all know when they start falling to the age of 50 and above, things start to change for them. Especially all the ones that are excluded, maybe excluded, are the ones who are actually fit. Like they don't have pot belly, they are not smoking, they don't drink, that they take their health seriously. Maybe things might slow down a little bit for them. Their functions, their abilities might not be reduced significantly. But those who are not looking after themselves, who thinks that pot belly is a sign of good living, they might struggle. So when it's now coming to come and satisfy a young lady in the bedroom at 67, how do you want to make it work? Those are the questions that I'm thinking. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Um, Omoyeme said, Oyeyoswo said, that's official age, please. All right, okay. Omoyeme said, Ned just married Regina for help with his political. But how has marrying a young girl been of help in politics? It's not as if she's going to be the one who's going to be going. She's not as if maybe she's the one that hold the key to solving the political battle that their husband is going into. All I've seen her do is handbag. She dress well, she carry handbags, she follows him everywhere. What has she done? I don't see any impact that she's doing. I don't see the impact of her being married to Ned. I don't see the impact of that. I don't see the impact of that. Um, Oyoyo's where she can, or Wall said, she can remarry. And that's the thing. That's the thing. So, God forbid, I don't want such age gap for my children because whatever man my children marries from the first beginning of their life, that's the man I want them to remain with. So if you're now marrying a much more older person, so you've already subjected yourself to the fact that yes, if this man grows old and passed away, I can remarry. So in that remarriage now, obviously you won't have any more kids. Both of you will just be benching each other and be living good life. I don't think that's the kind of life I want to support for my children. No. I don't think that's the kind of life I would want for my family, for my children. Um, Victorious because it depends on what the woman wants. What the woman wants, a 28-year-old woman marrying a 67-year-old man, and in the case of Regina Daniels and Nedunwoko, no. Victoriously Vicky said, I lost my dad young. It was forever. I'm so sorry to hear that, Victorious Vicky. NS said, if you can take 9 gap, others can take 18. Well, good luck to them, but I think that's a lot. That's like this lady that we are dissecting the story of them being sued for marrying now. She's 28 and she's married a 67-year-old man. Like, what's the maths again? What's the calculation again? That's a lot. And yet, clearly, she's marrying trouble. 39 years difference. She's marrying trouble because at the end of the day, this wife that is suing them now, I bet you she's going to sue him to his last penny. And if they've got children together, that man will be made empty. They will collect everything he's ever worked for. NS said, "Don't go there. Ned is a very strong." How do you know he's a strong man? No, NS. How do you know? Have you seen him in action? Have you witnessed him being in action? How do you know he's a strong man? Voila. Visual Civic said, if the ground is soft, young women do not mind. If he likes, it can be 100 years. Really? Okay. Ned is now a senator. I know Ned is now a senator, but then, like, what is the importance of marrying a young girl to politics? Is it that because he married Regina Daniels now, that all of the work that Senate has to do is able to fulfill it? Is it that it is English language that Ned cannot speak? Is it that it is dressing that Ned cannot do for himself without marrying you? Like what impact does him marrying her actually bring to his political career? Like, what does it do? What does it create? That's my question. Oyes was said she helped greatly to make him win election. Okay, so he's won the election, and with her being there, what is she actually there for? Her own impact as the wife. Obviously, she's the panel part of wife of the Senate, whatever they call them. So I don't see the benefits. I don't see the impact. I don't see the benefit she's bringing into being married to a politician. I don't see the benefit. Like Remi Tinubu's wife. She's the wife to the president. What is she doing? She's not the one who's carrying all the Nigerian problem on her head. There were times when there are issues that involved women being married and stuff like. She did not even come out to address it as a first lady. So if a first lady has not come out to address something like that, waiting concern senator wife. I hope I'm making sense with what I'm saying here. Always was saying no, she made him win. Oh, okay, because I didn't watch it. We all knew that the election was crazy, so I really didn't see the impact. I did not see anything. And the people of Owerri, if they've seen anything, or is it Owerri, or why is it a Senate? If they've seen any impact, like how she's been of benefit to them, they should let us know. NS said, "You guys, you guys wants to be happy, so that's what makes her happy." Okay. Victoriously, Vicky said, "Regina is the secretary of the senator's wife." Okay, so what has Regina actually done in a constituency or in their constituency? I've seen a video of her going to motherless babies home, dropping incentives there. I've seen all of that, but what is the important? What is she bringing into that community? Is her presence providing jobs? Is her presence sending children or girls who are of school age? Is she sending them to school? Is she making their venue to make sure that they go to school, that they are able to access resources in that constituency? Is she doing that? Is she doing all of those? I've not seen any report of that. Yeah, I've seen videos of her handing out food and all of that, but food, people will chop food and they will shit it and that's it. What will they eat tomorrow? And I said, don't you see him in action when he bounces in the pitch? That one, a physical activity. Physical activity on the pitch is different from bedroom activity. Omoyeme said, yes, I didn't know Ned before Regina. Yeah, that's true. Obviously, Regina gave him publicity because we all know, like, I've been watching Regina since I was like a young lady. And I've been watching Regina since when she was a young child in the movie industry. So yeah, she gave him publicity. For what has publicity done for us as Nigerians or the people in the constituency? What has that publicity done? I'm just asking innocently, no. I don't have anything against them. I'm just asking innocently, okay? Victoriously Vicky said the woman represents beauty and youthfulness, the man represents provision and stability. Okay. Always was said she already made the needed impact. Ned went for regain for. Mm, she already made the needed impact. Ned went for regain for. So yeah, obviously to give him popularity. Okay. Oyoyeso said there are people had Ned on bad reputation until Regina came in and changed the narrative. All right, okay, yeah, that's true. I've heard of, like they said, Ned was. I think that was part when he was contesting. I was actually in comment like, people, someone that is known for arresting people whenever he has land disputes with them. So that now that he's now a senator, he will not be arresting people again. He will just be commuting them for life for having an issue with him when it comes to landed issues. So yeah, I'm sure I read all of those stories about him about that. So Victoria Vicky said that's his next job as a senator. Regina would not be held to that standard, although she does charitable deeds as you have highlighted. Okay. Oyuzuo said Summer Aku covered a lot of yes, I watched a lot. So that I think was by Summer Aku's video that I was able to see all of the things like him arresting people because he has landed disputes with them. Instead of him, resolving, he locks them up and stuff like that. So the cocoa of the matter now is that the women who are actually marrying elderly people, I don't think they're actually giving their future a thought. If they're after the money, they are going to suffer because the age when I believe that couples should grow together. Okay. So the age that this man will now grow older and leave this world before you, that age that you as a young lady, as that woman will be, that is when you will need companionship the most. That is when you will need companionship the most. And such woman we all see. Such woman, they will say, somebody who's been in marriage for a very long time and she decides to divorce, that she will end up being a side chick to a married man. So will this be the case of all of these ladies that are marrying elderly people? That is another question for you, those of you watching me. So at that age, God forbid, somebody who that 27 that 28-year-old lady now, her husband turns up to 90 and he passed away, and she now turns maybe 50 something or 49 or something. That is when you will need companionship the most. So we should now start going after married man as well, because there's no young single man that will follow a 50 something year old woman. So how will she now deal with the need of wanting a companion? That's the question I have for all of you watching me. Victoria Vicky said, NS said, just that Regina is young. You expect a woman in her 30s to reject a 50-year-old man. Let's talk about it. For me, I will not marry a 50-year-old man. Well, others could. And it depends if the 50-year-old man has never been married or if he is a widow. So let's understand where we are coming from here. If he is a widower, is that what they call men? If he's a widower, it stands the ground for, let him marry a 12-year, let him marry, no, God forbid, marry a 12-year, let him marry a 25-year-old or an 18-year-old lady. Because obviously, age of consent in Nigeria is 16 or 17. If the man is a widower, maybe possibly has children from previous marriage, if the man is a widower or is separated, is no longer with his previous wife, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. But this particular man still has a wife in the UK, and you came to Nigeria for the purpose of you building your retirement home. I'm sure he came with lots of money, and I'm sure this woman that married him is for because of the money that he saw. This Baba came to come and prepare retirement home for when him and his wife want to come and retire. Instead, Baba went to go and marry a young lady. So in this regard, that's what I'm saying, that this young lady will not say she did not know that this Baba is married, even though they've been warned, like, you know what, break off this my traditional marriage. This man is married, he's got families, and it's now suing both of you. She still went ahead. For me, if is a young lady who's never been married before and she meets a man who is a widower and possibly has a child or two from previous marriage, I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. It's something I will do, okay, if there is no woman already in the house. But as long as there's a woman in the house, it's a no-go area. And Vicky said, not in 2024, nothing like growing together. Okay. Oh. When the man makes it, he will leave you for his true spec. Okay. Well said, couple growing together is what is expected, but the reality is entirely different from the expectation of today's world. I agree with you. When you say you can't marry a 50-year-old woman, what age is the woman? So the woman is 28 years old. So I've just explained that further, that if the man happens to be a widower or is separated from the woman, is like you single, is separated, not attached to any other woman, it's, I would say, okay, that is a done deal. Let's say, for example, this 67-year-old man does not have a wife, is not attached to any other woman, and he now meets this 28-year-old woman. I'll gladly say let them go together. But in this case, he has a wife. whom they've not separated, whom they've not divorced or anything like that. And then he went on to marry a small wife. That is a problem. Hence why that's a truckload of problem. According to the title, that is a truckload of problem because the and I think it boils down to the fact that men and women, when you are getting married, both of you should get your priorities right. You can't be seeking for court marriages and all of these legalized marriages. And you think that, oh, if you're not happy, then you can now jump onto the next man or you can now jump onto the next woman. Because at the end of the day, there's a reason why marriages have to be legalized. So if you've now gone ahead for your marriage to be legalized, just know that you cannot just jump out of it. And I think it's high time that should be, that should be drummed into people's ears that if you're in a legalized marriage, no matter what, you can't live until that marriage has been properly dissolved. But in this case now, there's no case of maybe this man has dissolved with his wife, but then he went ahead and married a 28-year-old woman. And as it is, the marriage can still be stopped and desist. They can still go and return the bride price. But then the man and the wife, the woman, they are running. They don't want to be served. Freda, I won't marry a 50-year-old man, either whether rich or poor. So what I said in that regard is that if the man is a widower, okay, if he's a widower and he's not attached to any other woman, he may have kids, he might not have kids. I wouldn't have an issue with that. But if he's married, it's a no-go area. Vicky said, I have seen too many stories of building gone wrong. I do not support it. I will not advise young ladies have high standards. Okay. Um, Oyo said, can I shock you? Yes, go ahead. Okay, your comment is there. Vicky said, women should be doing 50-50 with their spouses, and Oga will be paying bills for side chick down to car note and full. That's another story for another day, Vicky. That one is happening every nook and cranny in this my city here. In fact, there are so many stories that my ear like this I've heard. And at times I'm just like, my head is banging, like I don't want to hear any more stories. I believe that one, Vicky. Yeah. And they said there are a lot of women in their 30s in the country that are single, so you advise to them. Yeah, so you would rather them go and marry another woman's husband. Oyoyo's well said, most of these women, Igbo in bracket, living overseas are not willing to go back home. Yes. And the men are looking forward to moving back. To be honest with you, it could be the case with your wedding marriage. So if that happens, I think there should be some sort of understanding between the man and the wife to say, okay, that's why I said in one of my live videos that when you marry in a marriage, either you both married young or you both marry old, as you both grow older, there will be some changes, there will be some things that would convince both of you because as time goes on, the man will start coming up with some behaviors, and you with the wife will be struggling like, this man was not like this when I married him now. There will be some changes. And then at some point, the man will be like, this woman was not the woman I married, though. Why has she suddenly changed? Those changes are bound to happen. And it's a matter of both of you coming together to address those changes. It's bound to happen. Like I said in my last video, when I met my husband, I was very young. I met my husband when I was 17. And I got married at the age of almost 21. So now I'm in my early 40s. I'm 41. There are some changes now that when I give my husband bass goes at times, he'll be like, not be the quiet girl I married years ago, be this. At times when I display those changes, he's shocked. He's shocked, like, if they tell me that you can do this. So changes like that happens, and it could confuse the wife and it could confuse the husband, but then that is where in both of you now come and have an understanding. So if that was the case, Oyoyo, I would expect the man to say, okay, you will have to, if you don't want to come, and it's not easy. God forbid, airplane accident. I cannot be going back and forth, back and forth here to come and be with you. So if you don't want to come back home, I'm gonna have to take another wife. I feel it's a conversation that has to be had. Maybe in the case of May and Yol, maybe if Yol has just gone ahead and given and have that conversation with me, it's up to May to decide if she wants it or not. But she should not be forced into it. Because in the case of Yol and May, Yol wanted to force May into polygamy. Yol wanted to force May into polygamy. So you should have given her the grace and have that conversation with her. And if she says no, then He can go ahead and serve your May a divorce. Say, you say, okay, this is what I want. Since you don't want it, maybe you should go our separate ways. But in this case, he's not even giving her that chance to even know about it. The information just came all of a sudden, and you want her to agree. No, it's not done that way. So if that is the case, and Victoria Vicky said, Mom of 5, your skin is glowing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you've not watched my skincare routine, I did a live video on my skincare routine. And the videos on my live. So go, like, I use not expensive pro at all. They are affordable. So go check that out. Victoria Vicky said, so true, Mom of 5. Hello, Adansi, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Please like the live and share. Omoyeme said, pillow and small rabbit. What is pillow and small rabbit? Omoyeme? I don't understand. Oyoswald said, reason why I said so. There was a doctor that agreed with his wife that they will return home. She even advised the man to build a hospital back home. That doctor went home and built a hospital, but the wife did not go back, Abby. So in like, no, stuff like that is better if the other half knows about your plan, because what's the essence of you going home to go and build a retirement home, and then you went for something that both of you have not agreed on. You went to go discuss something that both of you have not agreed on. And if that woman was smart enough, if they have a joint account, she could have just cleared all of his money, leave him stranded in Nigeria. She could have cleared all of his money and just be looking like she did not know anything, and cleared all of his money. Baba needs auspicious nurse. Baba needs auspicious nurse. So I guess the main purpose of this live is that, you know what, don't marry somebody else's husband, okay? Don't marry somebody else's husband. 28 years old. 28 years old is still, to me, 28 years old is still not, you shouldn't still be desperate to get married, even if you're 28. It is nowadays, it is these Gen Zs that want to start getting married at 25, at 24, at 23. In the days of our parents, being 28 is not old. In fact, you should not even be desperate. If all of the rich picking Adeleke Osun State Governor, do you know how old his daughter is? And she never carried husband come house. That's Omobabolo, like her parents are rich. And she's yet to bring her husband home. What do you think is stopping her? It's not as if she's not getting suitors now. You said when it was time to move, the woman refused to move. The man traveled back to Nigeria, lived there for over 5 years, and the woman refused to turn home. So in that case, the man should just know, have a child with her. You know what? It's been 5 years. It's hard coming back and forth. If you don't come home, I'm gonna have to take another woman. Have that conversation. And if she's happy with you taking another woman and staying married to you, at least you've had that conversation with her. But in most cases, men don't often have that conversation. They just go ahead and do it. Vicky said a wife offered herself in Ireland, offed herself in Ireland when she found out her husband went to Nigeria and married another woman. She left for young. Can you imagine? In this situation, I would believe that that woman did not know that her husband was going to do that. She did not know. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing new under this world. Okay? And if you say it, it's not as if you're going to die there. It's not as if you're going to die there. Just let her know. Let her know. If she's going to go ahead with it, she will tell you. And if she doesn't want to, she will tell you. And both of you can come to a resolution. Both of you can come to a resolution. But then of what use is marriage if both of you can't both stay with one another? Okay, it's going back and forth. Yeah, it might maybe come 3 times, maybe twice a month or once a month. And then if the wife is coming, let the husband to be coming. Let them both do it that way. It doesn't have to lead to you having to marry another woman. Okay, so if it's the wife now and the husband refuse, will the husband now say, okay, I want to go and marry another husband? No. So that's some sort of what's this English now? There are some things that we have to do just so because we don't want things to go out of hands. I can't remember that English. Like it's in my head, but I just can't. I can't. I can't vocalize it, but that word is in my head. The understanding is in my head, but I can't vocalize it. It's old. We said it's old though in the days of our mothers. Oh, I've got two younger sisters. Hmm? I think the one after me, my immediate younger sister, she was born in 19. I think she was born in 1991. She's not married yet. She's not married yet. And it's not as if she doesn't have suitors. It's not as if maybe men are not coming. She's not married yet. And our last born, also a girl, I think she turned 31 this year. She's not married either. And when I tell them, they're like, they are not ready yet. In fact, my parents have even stopped asking them to bring husband home. My parents have told, they've stopped, especially my dad. My dad used to trouble, like, he stopped asking them. So as a big sister, me, I'm asking them that, come, if you're going to bring a husband home, bring a rich one, and they'll be like, what do you mean bring a rich one that they're not ready yet? And Victorious Vicky said the marriage is always done in secret. Yes, it's always done in secret. And I would, like I said, that if you love that person that much, why would you hide such thing from them? Just have that conversation anyway. Have the conversation. I'm rounding up, guys. Have the conversation. Like I said, you will say it, you will not die there. It's a matter of yes, I agree, no, I don't, and then you come to a resolution rather than causing that hurt. Because in May's case, she's justified in whatever action she decided to do afterwards, only for that news to be broken by a gossip page that her husband was taking a second woman, that her husband has fathered another child outside. That's a listing you expect somebody you've spent 21 years of your life with to do to you. At least that person should even accord you the respect of you being with them from when you have nothing to the time when things are now better for you. At least accord that woman that respect and tell her. She won't buy you now. She may be hot, she might be sad, she might destroy things, she might pack her bags and go. She's allowed whatever reaction she comes up with. But that information springing up on her like that, if I were in May's shoes, I would do exactly what made you do. I would do exactly what made it. And also, people have been like, "Oh, did you tell her that you were going to take a second wife?" No man will tell you that they would want to take a second wife, even when they met you today. No, my husband did not tell me that he will probably take a second wife. He did not tell me because there's no way you will have thought that would happen. There was no way you will have felt like in future you would want to do that, which gives the grounds of you agree, go ahead. You don't agree, you move on. Because you can't really see into the future. You can't really see into the future. There's no way you will know if this man will go and do a way match. And then he did a way match to the extent that he wants to come and marry the way match. There's no way you can plan that. There's no way you can know or see into the future. I'm reading comments now and I'm start rounding up so we could have the 1 hour. Moyos was said they are woke ladies. Exactly. See, when I talk, you know what, my sisters, at times when I'm giving them advice, they'll be like, me, I don't have street sense, that I'm not street smart. I'm now like, what is street smart? Obviously, because I didn't have to date multiple men. My husband was the only man I ever dated, But for them now, I know they've had multiple, like they've had boyfriends, blah blah blah. For me, she's like, they will tell me that me, I can't advise them because I'm not street smart or I'm not street wise. I say, these girls they are disrespecting me. Say me, I'm not streetwise because I'm giving them advice that the guy doesn't have to be extremely rich. As long as he has a job and his source of income, and that even if he doesn't have a job, he has skills. And they're like, what am I telling them? That if the man is not rich, they are not marrying him. That's what my sisters are telling me. Two of them, they're in Nigeria. There, one is, I think she's 30. Like I said, she was born in maybe 1990. I think there's about 6 years or 9 years maybe 6 years in between me and her, like 6 years older than her. And our last one is maybe 32, 31. They're not married yet. They are not. And me, what's my business? I'm just looking at them. My own is that just do it quick, so that when you want to get married, put your date to when I have money. Because if I don't have money, you're on your own. Vicky said, that is good. Your sisters have high standards. They will not make mistakes in suitors. See, if my last one give you, if my last sister give you advice, you like, whoa, brain there, you get brain. Very well said. The thing is, our people should understand that woman has a biological clock. Yes. If they are not ready, they should freeze their eggs while they wait. I don't think they are thinking of that anyway. But then I would imagine that in that aspect, if a woman is actually not used herself useless, there'll be some that I know they will date a guy, they will get pregnant, and then they'll go out, they go for termination. See if they could avoid that in their lives, they'll be fine. But then that advice of giving is worthy as well if they have the money. But then the cost of that, do they even have such facilities back home in Nigeria? Even if all these babes want to do that, I don't think they have such facilities. And if they have such facilities in Nigeria, it's going to be damn expensive, and the cost alone would not even encourage them to go and do such. Also, what's the name of the of that fake a I'll DM you. I'll send you a DM or use world. NS said a lady cried that she's 39 and looking for a man of her future of his future, even ready to found a marriage. How do you advise a woman in status to still wait and select? For that one to be that age, I would say there's something wrong somewhere. I would say there's something wrong somewhere. Is she the one wasting men's time up until that age? Because I don't want to believe that she's not had suitors. I don't want to believe that she's not had suitors. So there must be something wrong along the way, either in the kind of men she's going for or with herself. Or maybe there's some attributes in her that men are really not into, or she has her own standards that seems to be like maybe over the top that men are like, you, I beg. So yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. Oh, talk about your sisters, oh, before some evil people will twist your words. How? How will you use world? My sisters, they are of marriageable age, but they're telling me they are not ready to get married. Can I force them? No. When they are ready, they'll bring their men home. That's the thing I believe. And my sisters, they are beautiful. One is like Oyibo Pepe, right from head to toe. Omona model. She's tall, you know. Mm-mm. And the last one, dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. She get front, she get back, she's doing well. And if you want to buy property in Nigeria, let me know. She's into estate management. She'll hook you up with a better, don't go and buy a house from 419 people. Who. So and then said, she went, yeah, I saw the video. But like I said, there must have been something wrong. She can't tell me that she was not getting suitors. That video that you're saying about that 39-year-old lady. All right, okay, yo, I get you. So for that one that says she's 39 years old, I want to believe there's something wrong along the way. I want to believe there's something wrong, or maybe she has high expectations, and the kind of men that are coming towards her, they are below the expectations she's setting for herself. If for such lady, she probably needs to kind of like reflect on her previous relationships and see what has gone wrong or what has gone well, and what has contributed to what has gone wrong from her previous relationship, and make amends, and then she should try again. That's just what they will tell us as nurses, that what, if you do something, take your time to reflect. How well have you done that thing? Why have you done that thing? Has it contributed in a good way towards towards what you expect it to? Has it not gone the way you expect it to go? It's called reflection. So if you're in a relationship and men are always leaving you at the time of you getting married, or they dump you to go for somebody else, sit down, look at your previous relationships, look at how you have contributed into that relationship, either positively or negatively. Look at your impact or your stance or your position or your input in those relationships. Weigh them. If you dated A and A was always complaining about so thing, and you did not change and you left. If you dated B and B was complaining about the same thing that A was complaining about, then madam, you need to sit down, reflect on those things, see how you could turn things around and try again. Trust me, reflection is most important in everything you find yourself doing. Reflect in everything you do. Reflect in everything. In this life, as long as you have life, you have hope, reflect in every action you take. Ernest said because she cried out, there are lots like that. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I know what, if you're in a relationship and your relationship is not yielding well, it's time to maybe take a break, take a reflect, look at what you're doing well in the previous relationship that you've had, and look at what has gone wrong in those relationships. Or maybe you set your standard to an extended a standard whereby maybe your environment, that kind of standard that you're looking for, you won't find such men in that environment. Maybe it's time to re-strategize. It's just like project management. you know, it's just like project management. If a project is slowing down, pause. Don't stop the project. Oh, pause. Revisit all you've done. Review it. Do your review. If there's something while you are reviewing that the days you have been dealt with that you abandoned, review it. Made that change instantly, and put it back into that project. I studied project management, so I know a little bit of project management. Vicky said, "Oh, please, what you said about yourself will give other young ladies to not be desperate. You have said nothing wrong. We in the diaspora have different perspectives. Thank you. You're welcome, Vicky. I mean, it's like I said. I have another a young lady that watches me. I'm not going to mention her name. I love, like I said, that whatever you want your relationship to look like, whatever type of relationship you want, speak it and work towards and set your standard towards our relationship. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to bend your standards just because you want that man to marry you. No, because at the end of the day, that man has a set standard as well that he's looking for in a woman, just as you have a set standard that you want in a man. If there's anything in your standard that the man is not meeting, you can both discuss about it. If he's ready to, what's that in English? If he's ready to make changes and work towards it, and if there's anything in his own standards as well that you as a woman is told you that you don't have this, but he's ready to work with you. That's mature minds talking. But don't say because oh, because I've been in that relationship for a very long time. There's one thing about that man that I really really is part of my standard, but because he doesn't have it, maybe I'm gonna bend my a little bit. So no, don't, don't. And people are like, if that person continues with that set of standard that she will never get married. Trust me, the kind of when she has such standards, the kind of man that she will be meeting, there will be the men that falls under the category of her standards. Yes, because it's what you want, and you've brushed yourself up to be able to set such standards. So, girl, if you're watching me, or if you're watching this later, stick to your standards, okay? Right, I'm running up, guys. So, at the end of the day, don't go and marry somebody's husband like this woman. No. It's not all about money, because if money is not well managed, money will finish, and what will be left for you? Okay. So now this man is being sued by the wife in the UK, and trust me, I don't know if it's Oyibo that he married, or if it's Oyibo that he married, Oyibo will clear everything. Oyibo will clear everything, especially if they actually married here in the abroad. The Oyibo woman will clear everything, and if na Dudu, if their marriage is legalized, she will sue him for all that he owns. So the advice here is that no matter what age you find yourself, don't be desperate to go after another woman's husband. Okay? Don't be that desperate to go after another woman's husband. Make your finest. Yes, you're desperate, you're looking at the biological clock, but please don't make that mistake of going after another woman, because especially if you don't know what kind of marriage they've got. If it's a legal one, you might just be marrying the man, just like this lady is being sued now. She'll be sued, and the man is sued as well. And what's left of you? And you've been told, what, this man has a wife. Let him go. You find another one. So that's just my lasting words, that what, no matter what age you find yourself, work towards what you want. Proclaim what you want for yourself as a young lady who's dating to marry. Proclaim what you want for yourself. Work towards that thing you want for yourself. Set a standard, and if there's anything in that your standard that is not working for you, you can always go back, reflect, re-strategize, work on that thing, and try again. Okay. So that's just what I want to say. No, don't go after another woman's mind. In Nigeria, when they know they try well, they feel find you on the street and do you harm. Is it worth it? Do you want to be injured? Would you rather a tout beat you up on the street because you are falling under that woman's husband? Do you want that to happen to you? Do you want your bones to be broken? You don't want that. So, in as much as you are carrying yourself esteem that high, don't carry it to the extent that you go and be following another woman's. No, don't do so. Young women, just do you, okay? Do you, and proclaim what you want. Anyway, this is the end of this show, guys. If you're watching this live again, please engage with the topic at hand and drop your comments in the comment section. And if you've watched it now, you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like, drop a comment in the drop a comment in the comment section, turn on the post notification, share this video, tag, And there's many more videos on my channel that you can catch up with if you're new to my channel. And thanks so much to those of you who have been supporting my channel so far. I'm receiving super chat too. In case you don't know, I'm receiving super chat. Okay. So, and thank you to those of you who have actually sent me something via PayPal as well. I really appreciate you all. I thank you. In I bet it for all of you now. And I'll definitely catch up with you in another video. All right. Bye guys. Bye. Mm, 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 mm.